Hi, my name's Aleksem Perkinsem and I'm the art director on Driveclub.
How does it feel to be so close to the launch of the game, which was supposed to be the launch title for the PS4? Are you nervous about the launch now?
Not so much nervous as excited. You know, it's something that we've been working on for a long time. I'm very pleased with how it looks and how it plays. I have great fun playing it at home and with friends, so I'm hoping that everyone else is going to enjoy it as much as I do.
The people were waiting for new materials, and as we know, Sony controls the materials, so was it hard to have the game and not be able to show it?
As an artist, I always want to show what I'm doing, but I understand that there's plenty of good reasons why we release things and try and keep excitement building. You know, we've got a very good community manager and he helps build momentum and really show off the game to the public in a structured way, rather than me. I would just post everything everywhere. But that's not how it should be done. It needs to be organised so everyone can understand the game properly.
Well, we all know that the YouTube has a very poor quality, but do you feel that the quality of the materials you show to people is not as good as what we're gonna see on the TV screen?
Well, we have released some videos via Gamerside. Unfortunately, I'm not in control of how those things get released, but certainly the best experience you can have with Driveclub is buy a copy, get your hands on, sit at home with a TV and have fun. It never looks better than when you're sat in front of your TV playing it, enjoying the challenges, racing against people, building fame for your clubs. There's no better way to experience any game for that matter.
Well, we all know that the social is very powerful today. Do you expect that people will spread the word about the Driveclub?
That's always the hope. The way the entire system's been designed is when you play the game, you'll see things that I've never seen. The cloud formations change every time you play it. The time of day and the atmosphere is dependent on those cloud formations. So all the lighting and how everything looks, you will see things that I've never seen. No matter how much I play the game, you will see stuff different to me. The only time I will see the same thing as you is if you challenge me or you challenge the community. So I'm hoping they'll find new and interesting things that I've never seen, and between us we'll help publish the game and popularise all the beautiful things that you can see whilst playing.
Do you feel excited about it? But you are the first on the PS4.
There's always pressure when you release any game. We've spent a lot of time and love trying to create something that we really enjoy playing. So whilst we are excited, there is always a little bit of pressure. But you read the forums, you understand what people want and see. But there's no argument that getting it out there, getting it in people's hands, and letting them play is the best way of showing how the game is. And hopefully people will enjoy it, and then I can sit back and enjoy the fact that people are really going through Driveclub and having a great experience.
Well, Driveclub is very social focused. So do you think that this is the way the consoles are going to more social games, to more competitive but also online games?
I would think so. Certainly with the rise of Facebook and Twitter, we see that people want to communicate and stay connected that way. And there's no reason why games shouldn't follow that paradigm. It's something that's well worth incorporating into a game, because we want people to connect and play together. It's a shared experience, it's a shared universe. Everyone can see the races that other people are doing, they can get challenges.
It's very hard to keep players with one game for at least a year. So do you expect to release something extra, something surprising for the community, except the dynamic weather and the photo mode?
Well, there's certainly we have an idea of the things that we're going to release, and there's plenty of new content. Certainly there's a lot of free content which should hopefully keep people coming back to the game. The good thing is we want to really start to try and communicate with the community itself, so they can give us both their feedback and their information and things they'd like to see in the game as well. So that gives us hopefully a nice conversation with the players that will keep them coming back, because they're going to start seeing things that they want to see as well as things that we think they want to see.
Driveclub looks astonishing, but do you think that people will focus more on the graphics rather than the game mechanics?
As an artist, I'm glad you think it's astonishing. It's great fun, but when it comes down to a driving game, it is all about those handling mechanics and how the cars feel, that variety and the competitive nature of driving and doing face-offs and challenges. So you know, people can focus on the graphics, and that's great, but I'm sure once they get their hands on and start playing, then they'll start to realise that the social, connective side of it and the whole viral nature of challenges and face-offs will really expand their thoughts on the game.
Evolution Studio is very well known for the MotorStorm franchise. Did you get any ideas while developing the MotorStorm for Driveclub, or this is a completely new project?
Yeah, we started off quite independently from the MotorStorm franchise. Obviously, it's pretty much the same team that made it. So there's lots of lessons we did learn from MotorStorm about track design and how to set up interesting, fun online games and connecting to people. But you know, that was very much last generation, and with the birth of the PS4 and all the extra power that gave us and the opportunity for connectivity and sharing, it's a whole new design. It's building upon what we were good at, but then we really had to start again in some areas because we could never do it before the PlayStation 4.
Well, we've seen the list of the cars for Driveclub, at least the first ones. They're only European cars. Will we see any of the American or Japanese cars?
Obviously, we're always looking to collaborate with manufacturers and try and get as many of the best, most desirable cars that are on the planet currently available, or coming out soon in that matter. So you can always see more stuff coming, and we're always working with as many manufacturers as possible to supply a big, broad range of vehicles that people want to see.
So it's all about licenses, but do you still work on it to obtain the licenses, or the list of cars is closed and those which we will get from the season pass are the final list, or it is still ongoing process to obtain the licenses?
No, it's an ongoing process. We're in talks with a number of manufacturers at the moment to try and get a bigger variety of cars in, and hopefully if that comes through, then we'll be adding even more cars to the game post-launch.
Have you thought about the classic cars? Not only the newest, the fastest, but the classics are, you know, B-class or something like this.
We've been concentrating on mainly new and innovative cars for the moment. There is certainly a lot of people asking for classic cars, but at the moment there are no plans. But that doesn't mean our plans wouldn't change if there's enough demand.
Will we be able to include our custom soundtrack to the game? Or do you think about adding this feature when Sony adds it for the PS4?
It's all down to the support on the PS4, so as soon as there's support for it, we will try and integrate anything into our game, whether it's the custom soundtracks or, you know, driving wheel support. Anything that's supported for the PS4, we will try and incorporate into the game.
Car damage. Is it all only visual or mechanical too?
No, it's just visual. We don't want people crashing their car and then having to restart a race. You know, we want to be able to have that opportunity to do the face-offs, so even if you do crash, you've still got something to compete against.
In the MotorStorm franchise, there was an increasing difficulty level. So sometimes people just stopped playing the MotorStorm because it was too difficult for them. Do you feel that Driveclub will continue this, or it's completely, I don't know, a casual, friendly environment, so the difficulty level will not increase as much as it was in the MotorStorm?
Certainly, I've completed Driveclub at home now a number of occasions, and I found it a lot easier than the MotorStorm series. I had completed the MotorStorm series, it has to be said, because I worked on all of those and spent a lot of time playing it and built some of the tracks. But I think generally it's a more inclusive environment than the MotorStorm. It's a lot easier to get in early and get your hands on and start racing. But for those people who really want that subtlety of depth, that's also there as well.
I don't know if you're familiar with the detonation for the PS4, but there's an option where the crowd who is all watching the stream can vote for some special features like, I don't know, throwing ammo or more zombies, etc. Do you think that it will be enabled for the Driveclub to vote for people who are watching the stream for, I don't know, adding rain or snow?
As far as I'm aware, it's not something we've thought about, but it's worth, when I go back to the studio, I'll have a talk to the designers and to see if that will actually work.
So I have to ask this question. There are two more great games coming. I mean Project Cars and The Crew. And Project Cars looks amazing, and it's more about the simulation, and The Crew is more social focused, just like Driveclub. Which one will be a better rival for Driveclub?
I think we all do things very well. It's like I own both an Xbox and a PS4. You know, I've got to play as many driving games as possible, and I will play all the ones that are available. I'm expecting Horizon to be a good game. It should be a good game. They're very good at making games, and they've got a good track record of making drive games. And the same goes for the Project Car guys. They do something certainly very different to us, the simulation side, but they do that well. I've played simulation games for a long time. I've been making driving games for over 14 years, so I've played a lot of driving games. I don't see us as direct competitors, but you know, I'm sure people will, but I think anyone who really likes driving games will play them all.
Okay, so the final question, and I have to ask about the MotorStorm franchise. Will we see it on the PS4?
Currently there are no plans, but I probably get asked this every time I come out and do interviews. And certainly, as a studio, we really enjoyed making the game. Whether we're going to make another one is not up to us at the moment, but you know, is rare amongst driving games. It's quite a lot different, and obviously we would enjoy making any form of driving game. But MotorStorm is close to our hearts as well. But there are no plans currently.